Yo, what is going on, guys? Hutcho322 here, bringing you guys back another ASL video. And today, guys, I have for you week 11 of the ASL season 2. And fans and coaches of the ASL, if you could leave a like down below and subscribe if you've not already, that would mean the absolute world to me. And I don't know if I've said it already, but my name is Hutcho322, and we about to get in this. So, anyways, it is week 11, and as you may know, there are 2 weeks left in the season. It is a 13-week season, 14 coaches, play everyone once. And, again, we're nearing the end of our season, but we will have playoff coverage for you guys. We'll have an award show, and we might have some other fun stuff. We haven't really figured out the details. But the weekly heroes for this week are Heracross from the Portland Timbers, Megalatios from the Phoenix Flygons, and Entei from the Kanto Embers. I could have also gone with Weavile and Manaphy, but they had already gotten their spots, so I'm going to just go with Megalatios and Entei, although they wouldn't otherwise have made it. Heracross would have made it any day of the week, since it very made the standard. Like, my standard for weekly heroes is you go 3-0. Megalatios and Entei went 3-1. But anyways, enough rambling. Let's hop into the first match. And again, there's a 5-0, 4-0, 4-0, 4-0, 3-0, 1-0, 6-0. So, let's hop into the first match, which is going to be the Arcane Arcanines, coached by Altaria Motives, taking on the Wentus Weaviles, coached by It's Fish. It was a very, very hyped up match, since if Altaria is able to win, he moves into a playoff spot. He did not win, and Vish remains in that number 2 seed. If he wins next week, he will clinch playoffs. And I will tell you guys a little bit about playoff implications, and on probably I'll have a playoff implications video of, like, on the first, like, when we can really actually do it, like the last week, just to let the coaches know if they didn't know already, and just let fans know, keep up how everything's going. But it is a 5-0 in the Wentus Weaviles' favor, but we're gonna hop right into this match, as it starts off pretty heat. It's a pretty heat match to start off. It is going to be a Mega Charizard belly drum set. If Vish didn't have the Focus Sash, I think Altaria would have swept Vish. If I'm 100% honest, nothing takes a +6 anything, to be honest. But that is going to be down for Mega Charizard. Probably afraid of mine yours now. But anyways, Vish getting the big jump, parting shot on the Alolan Persian. He has to go out into the Jolteon, really threaten out this Milotic, as Milotic has to switch out for the most part. Thundurus comes in, and Vish is going ahead and go for the Toxic. Very, very good middle ground play. Didn't want to, excuse me, go for the HP Ice right off the bat. But as you can see, the Toxic is going to really come into play, as HP Ice plus Toxic damage is going to kill the Thundurus. Oh no, it actually died to Life Orb. My bad. So, yeah. Altaria has the great coverage for Chestnut. In being Dazzling Gleam on Tapu Bulu, because Tapu Bulu's special attack isn't that bad, I don't think. But in comes Milotic, and Flareon is going to be put to sleep. I'm telling you, I'll go back and forth between, like... No, never mind. Whatever. Altaria gets very, very lucky with Hypnosises. Like, he's ran it on Ninetales before. Like, look at this. He just landed 3 in a row. I know one of them was on the Protect, but I know it landed, because otherwise it would have been off to the side, I'm pretty sure. Tapu Lele is going to come in here, is going to put on a ton of pressure, as it's Calm Mind, so Meloetta is not going to be doing anything, and Psyshock is going to come in, do loads to the Meloetta, and Meloetta is probably Assault Vest if I had to guess. Psyshock is going to come in and take out the Meloetta, as there is a +1/+1 Tapu Lele on the field. Gallade is going to come in, go for the CC, trying to predict that Alolan Persian. That is not going to be the case. Psyshock is going to come in from the Tapu Lele, and down goes Gallade. And here comes Scarf. Tapu Bulu is going ahead and go for the Wood Hammer, and down goes Tapu Lele. Altaria could have done that from the start, but it really baits in Chestnut or Flareon. So, out comes Bulk Up on the Chestnut. And Chestnut can do a lot since it's Bulk Up. That's going to be the first miss on Hypnosis for the game. Seed Bomb is going to come in and do 90% of this Milotic. And it has to switch out. Tapu Bulu is going to come in. And Vish, you made a great play right there. Perfect time to click the Poison Jab. It was a really safe play, but it really paid off. Actually, that really was the play because Milotic would die. Anyways, Chestnut is going to finish up the last two members of the Arcane Arcanines. And the Winter's Weavals are going to take a 5-0 victory to start off this week, moving to 8-3. And the Arcane Arcanines are going to fall to 6-5, but are still in a playoff spot. I would believe they're in the number 6 spot right now, as there are a lot of teams that can still make playoffs. Actually, most of them still can. All but 2, I think. Maybe. But anyways, we're moving on to the next game, which is the Hampshire Hoopas taking on the Portland Timbers. And it was a very, very dominant match for Heracross. As you can see, it is one of the weekly heroes. And it picked up 4 kills. Registeel picked up 1 kill. Victini went 1-1. Rotom Wash goes 0-1. And BP didn't have a lot of switch-ins for my Heracross, so it really put in a lot of pressure because Tapu Fini was the biggest switch-in, and you're going to see what happens to the Tapu Fini. So we're going to go ahead and hop right into this match. It's going to be a Rotom Wash X-Cloud lead. I'm physically defensive, but I know that I can take Boom Burst if I need it. He's going to unfortunately miss the Focus Blast to start it off. Shaman is going to come in, take the Hydro Pump like a champ. This is so especially defensive. Good bring against my team. As Victini gets to come in on this thing, it's risky because of an Earth Power, but I know Victini can take it. P2 is going to come in. I go for the U-turn, just trying to get some momentum. Go out into my Heracross and go ahead and click Knock Off. Pretty safe play. It goes into Tapu Fini, which is basically, it hard walls Heracross. So, good recognizing that Heracross was very, very troublesome for his team. And I saw the Knock Off, and it didn't do anything. This lets me know that he is a Z Crystal user. At this point in time, I'm thinking he's Water EMZ. His Water EMZ does a lot, so I went into Rotom and tried and took it. So I go for the V-Create on the Tapu Fini, and I don't want to get outsped. I just go back into my Rotom, and he's actually turning out to be the Guardian of Alola. I think it's the first time we've seen Guardian of Alola in ASL Season 2, which is really cool on BP for bringing the Guardian of Alola. I go for the Volt Switch, barely miss out on the kill, and go into my Registeel. I figure he's just going to surf me, so I just go for the Stealth Rocks, since they're very good for the Kyurem. So Surf isn't going to be doing anything. I reveal the Thunderbolt, and down goes Tapu Fini. So Heracross basically just wins at this point. He has no switch-ins. I'm Choice Scarf Heracross. And it does work. So he's going to go for the Defog, since Kyurem is very, very good against me still. But he goes for the Sucker Punch, possibly predicting a Volt Switch, as I can get all my health back. I go for the Volt Switch because I don't want Kyurem to come in, because it can sub against me, which is very, very scary. I go to my Sylveon, since if he does sub, I can just break through it. And I'm super physically defensive, so I can take a Corkscrew Crash. And I have a Beery Berry, so I can take a Corkscrew Crash from an Iron Head. And he had Iron Head. So I go into my Victini, take our Earth Power, which sucks, but go for the V-Create, kill the Skuntank. As Skuntank really didn't do anything for his team at that point, since I think Sylveon two-shot it. As I have to sack on my Victini. The reason I did that was because I can't let him substitute, but I see the Life Orb and I'm very relieved. As Heracross just really wins at this point, close combat. He makes an interesting play here and goes into the Shaman. I don't really understand that because I 2-hit KO literally everything on his team. But Shaman is going to come here and is going to go back into P2. Again, I don't understand that at all. You should have just stayed in with P2. Got a free switch into Shaman to potentially do something. X-Cloud comes in. I don't want to risk anything. I didn't want to risk... I don't even know what I was risking there. But I sack off Rotom to a Boom Burst just to be safe, because I knew I had the game in the bag with the Kyurem. Or with the Heracross. So Heracross is going to pick up these last 2 kills. And that is going to be the game. The Portland Timbers win a 4-0 match in a match they really, really needed to win. And me and BP both still have a shot at playoffs. Anyone 5 and actually, you could be 4 and 7 and still have a shot in playoffs, because Malone is 4 and 7 and has a shot at playoffs. It's not a good chance, but I'll tell you, it's a chance. But that is going to be the game 4-0 for the Portland Timbers. We're going to move on to the next game as Heracross is one of your weekly heroes. And speak of the devil, as I say, the Portland St. Louis Swablues, it is going to be the Las Vegas Gardevoir taking on the St. Louis Swablues. And the St. Louis Swablues are going to take a 4-0 victory after snapping a big losing streak. I think it was a 6-game losing streak, which is pretty big. It's not the biggest one. I think Rocker is the biggest losing streak, but he didn't draft his team, so I don't really blame him. So, the Las Vegas Gardevoir, of course, as I said before, did lose 4-0. Cresselia showing that it is a monster and annoying to deal with. We're just going to really hop into this match, and a funny thing to note here is, second time Gustavo has played this Alolan Executor. I had it on my team. I traded it for Drapion, or not Drapion, Druddigon, and now Gustavo has to play the Alolan Executor, which is kind of funny. But anyways, let us hop right into this match. It is going to be a Raikou Gastrodon lead, and it's not favoring the Raikou. Toxic is going to come out. I don't really understand that play, but I guess if the Togekiss comes in, it definitely makes sense. Drapion is going to go ahead and go for the Toxic as well on the Terrakion, as Destiny the Cresselia is a pretty free swap in, gets a free Moonlight up, because Terrakion is not staying in. Out comes the Florges. Florges can do a couple things. It can Calm Mind, it can Toxic, it can Side Shock. As it is Calm Mind, Drapion just goes for the Aqua Tail, trying to predict the probably the Terrakion. Drapion is just gonna go ahead and go for the knockoff, get rid of the leftovers, and it's basically dead anyways. Malone just wants to fire off a Z move since he was just sacking it. Does enough to the Gastrodon where Joanne, the Alolan Executor, can come in, double out into Togekiss. I can't say I understand that play. I guess Malone wanted to bait the Volcarona so he could be in with Togekiss on the Volcarona. I guess I get that double. I mean, it was pretty risk-free because you saw how little Togekiss took, but Gastrodon and Drapion are down on their respective sides, as Terrakion is going to die to Toxic, issued from the grave from Drapion. So, the Thundurus is going to come in and try and Thunder Wave the Cresselia. No. This is Calm Mind Cresselia, and you're going to see just how much work that puts in later down the match. Malone doesn't want to get Thunder Waved, as Cresselia is pretty much a win con at this point, and just goes for the Raikou. Goes for the Volt Switch because the Mega Sceptile is not Mega'd yet, so it cannot benefit from the Lightning Rod ability. Malone is going to get some free Calm Minds on this Mega Sceptile. Mega Sceptile has the Night Slash, does not do enough. This is standard Calm Mind Cresselia, I assume, as Mega Sceptile is going to get blown back, and out comes Volcarona. Volcarona has to Quiver Dance a couple times to have a shot against this Crest. Psychic's going to come in, do 37%, and that is a special defense drop. That is very, very, very detrimental, as Volk is going to Quiver again, and I don't think I would have burned my Z move yet. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know about that play, but I don't think he had Bug Buzz just from that. So the Raikou is going to go ahead and go for the Volt Switch, since this is Incarnate, not Therian. And Alolan Executor is going to get sacked off. So Gustavo's played it twice, and it's gone 0-1 against him twice. But it is a good response to a Gastrodon. As Thundurus, that might be, I think that's Thundurus' first kill of the year. Maybe his second kill of the year. Thunderous is not done as well as Gustavo has hoped, I would assume. But Tux is going to come in here and just basically end this Florges' life. +2 for Alligator. Adios. And that is going to be the game. The St. Louis Swablues taking a 4-0 victory in a game that they had to win. They have to win out to have a shot at playoffs. And they need a bunch of other teams to lose to have a shot at playoffs. But anyways, we're going to hop into the next match, which is the New Zealandians taking on the Amsterdam Alakazams. So, this was a pretty hyped up match. I'll be honest, at least for me, because it implicates who I need to beat out for playoffs. I'll be honest, but they were both 6-4 when this match was played, and had a pretty similar differential. Laurie was... Oh, wait. Does that say +6? Yo. Hold up. Just pretend that Laurie has a +2 differential. She has a +2 differential, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not going to change it because I don't feel like it. But anyways, we're going to hop right into this match. Oh, and by the way, this match barely made the deadline. So, it was almost a forfeit, but it's not. So, Mega Deontay is going to go ahead and go for the sub-stealth rock, as Magirna has perfect coverage to take this thing on. Out comes Slow King. Magirna makes a good play. Goes to the Volt Switch. Gets some good momentum. Going to the Crook. And Crook can basically Pursuit Trap it. But Mylan figures that's coming and goes ahead and goes for the Scald. Gets the burn. And is Life Orb Slow King, which is actually kind of interesting. Now this Pursuit is going to kill. I think that was like a roll whether it killed because it was a burn. But Crook is going to get a kill and then go down. And that's going to be the end of Crook, which is pretty high in the MVP race. Not sure how much that hurt it, but yeah. Mega Deontay is going to go ahead and come in and take this Side Shock. And Mylan gets the perfect scenario. Goes to the Diamond Sword, gets the +2 defense. Since it is Side Shock, Mega Deontay can definitely live it now. And the crit's going to come in. It probably didn't matter since the other one did like 40%. And Mylan has some really cool tech on his Mega Deontay. Has the Endeavor, which is even better because Mega Deontay has a horribly low HP stat. But nice nickname, clean. The Hutch Flosion coming in here, clicking Eruption. And goes ahead and switches out as the Electros looks to be a perfect swapping. But Butters is going to make the great play and go ahead and go for the Roost, removing the flying type and making it only ×2 effective instead of ×4 effective. So Mylan really just has to fire off discharges and discharges and discharges. But out comes Heliolisk. Heliolisk is going to... I think it's taking a discharge, but no. This is Rest Talk Electros with the Rocky helmet. So it basically walls Helios for the most part. So out comes the Vanillux, and Vanillux is gonna take an unfortunate U-turn as Hutch Flosion comes out here, gets a go for Eruption, bodied. Mantine is a pretty free swap in here and goes for the Roost, but it's not worth the risk since Typhlosion won't be doing anything either. Typhlosion does pick up 2 kills in this match, as it leads Mylan's team on differential for this match, which is pretty cool. But anyways, the Electros really is trying to just take this thing down, but wakes up, goes for the Rest, and Helios can't do much. This is going to be an interesting turn of events. So Hyper Voice is going to come in, and the Electros is going to get discharged. Now Helios dies to the next Life Orb hit. So just go for Thunderbolt, try and get off as much damage as it can. It dies. And Sleep Talk, Discharge, wants to swap out the Electros here. Since Mew wins at this point, it is Bulk Up Mew. So I'm actually going to skip most of this because it's like so many turns. But Mylan is going to get the crit, and that is going to be the game. It's pretty imminent at this point. The crit was bound to happen, really. And that is going to be the game. The Amsterdam Alakazams picking up a 4-0 win, sliding them into a playoff spot. I'm pretty sure the Netherlandians are in a playoff spot. Yeah, they're in 6th. The Arcane Arcaniners are in 7th, so they're not in a playoff spot. Because the Netherlandians have a higher differential. That's why. So, moving on to the 5th match of ASL Season 2, Week 11. We have Mitra Manta taking on the Las Vegas Ludicolo's Coach TG1 taking on Coach Dispam. Now, Manaphy, I could have given it to Manaphy. Manaphy's already won it once, so I decided not to. But Mitra Mantine did get a couple cool kills. Well, good job spreading them out. Mega Ampharos did put in some work. As you can see, Spam doesn't have a lot of swap-ins to Mega Ampharos, like maybe Mammoslime, but I think that gets one shot by Dragon Pulse. So we'll just see what happens in this matchup. As Linoon the GOAT comes this week, as it can decently, easily revenge Mega Beedrill. As the Mudsdale looks like a very, very good switch-in for this Mega Beedrill. As Jellicent is going to come in here, and Yuxi wants to come in, and it's going to eat up that hit. Mega Beedrill comes in and goes ahead and goes for the U-turn. What it does best, and good on TG's part for getting up the rocks, since Mega Beedrill is annoying and he has to chip that thing down or else it just beats him. And that's the best way to beat Mega Beedrill. It loves the U-turn, so just set up rocks. So, Beware is going to take the Ice Beam from Jellicent, and Jellicent has just enough speed to outspeed Beware, just in case this scenario happened. So great preparation on Spam's part. And Ice Beam isn't going to be breaking subs, so this bulk up Beware is going to be doing lots of work. But it doesn't have reliable recovery outside of lefties, as Jellicent does, so it's going to win this encounter unless Beware gets to +6, which it can't afford being at the 42%. So, because Burn is going to be negating leftovers, and every hit that Spam gets off is going to be useful, and speed creeping the Beware is very, very useful, because Spam can play a little bit more reckless and go ahead and go for recovers on the following turns, which it very much comes into play. The crit comes in, it doesn't do anything. So the Beware is going to be sitting here with 6%. Wants to go ahead and switch out, save it for Death Fodder, as TG knew the what's it called, recover was coming, and Manaphy just goes for the Tail Glow. Takes an energy ball from Ribombi, does a ton because it's Life Orb. I actually really like Ribombi. Good budget Quiver Dancer, but it's gonna go down to the Manaphy and Fell Stinger Mega Beedrill. Wow, it doesn't come into play because E-Speed I think one shots Mega Beedrill if he's banded, which I'm pretty sure he was banded Linoon. Since Spam's pretty weak to that too, barring Jellicent. But Mega Ampharos is a pretty good swap in. As Rotom comes in on the Mega Ampharos, and this is bad. Rotom takes so much damage. TG makes a great play and goes ahead and goes for the free substitute. As Rotom cannot break this. That's 4 times resisted to a Mega Ampharos. It is a Mega Ampharos. That thing is ridiculously bulky. And it has like an attack set of like 165. It hits as hard as like Mega Gardevoir. It's actually stupid ridiculous. So U-turn is going to come in on Mega Beedrill, and Mr. Jamvad, the Mammoslime, is coming out. Substitute's going to come in from TG, predicting the U-turn. Great play. Dragon Pulse would have done just the same, as Mammoslime is going to drop to a Dragon Pulse. Mega Beedrill comes in, gets one last hit in, goes for the Poison Jab, because U-turn really doesn't do anything. Poison Jab is the best thing to do. E-Speed gets the revenge, Mega Beedrill any day of the week, and it has like paper thin defenses, which is why Linoon was such a good bring. Stab, Choice Banded, Extreme Speed really does the work. So Nightshade is going to come in on the Mudsdale, doesn't really matter. The crit, I don't think it mattered because Spam said this was an offensive Jellicent, with special attack investment, so I'm not sure that mattered. Energy Ball is going to come in, one-shot it though. Sneasel's going to come in and go for the low kick, just trying to show off the tech as Hydro Vortex is coming in. And Spam just did that to show off the team. It really didn't matter since it gets Lightning revenges it, so it really didn't matter. But yeah, that is going to be the game. The Meet Your Man time are going to win a 3-0 victory over the Las Vegas Ludicolo. And yeah, let's hop into the 6th match of the ASL. We're season 2, weeks 11. I repeat that so much, but it's even on the screen. Oh my god. Whatever. And in this match, there are 2 weekly heroes. We got Megalodios in one corner and Entei in the other, as they both put on so much pressure on each other's teams. As you can see, no Entei switching, no Megalodios switching. So you're gonna see how that plays out. Cofagrigus is going to lead against Tangrowth Marchan, as Clefable's going to come in, takes the Will-O-Wisp. It's a magic card. Thunderwave is going to come in, which is very, very crucial for Keister's next play. He's going to be Calm Mind Megalodios with the substitute. Hex is going to come in and breaks it. So Keister's just going to straight up Calm Mind. As you're going to see, Kaffa get paralyzed and gets paralyzed again on the substitute. Oh, rough. Now Megalodios can live the Hex and just gets to go for a Psychic. Sitting behind a sub, +2/+2. Tapu Koko gets to come in, go for the U-turn, knock the sub, but something's going to take a big hit. It's the Mega Arrow, and that thing is going to get one shot, obviously. Paper thin defenses, and it's a Megalodios. Tapu Koko comes in, does not kill because of the boost, and down goes Tapu Koko. So Megalodios taking names, but Entei, the savior, comes in, gets a kill with E-Speed at his life form, Entei. As Regirock comes in, which basically hardwalls Entei, but Vaporeon gets to come in and gets to go for the Scald, do 40%, so it does a good chunk. I'm sure Rocker would have loved to see a bigger number than that, but Heal Bell is going to come off, so Vaporeon gets to sit here all day. Heal Bell, Wish, Scald, and Protect, I think, or Baton Pass or something like that. No, I think it was Ice Beam. Yeah, it was Ice Beam. So Clefable comes in here. Entei gets a free swap on Clefable almost every time. Paralyze would be very detrimental, but Wish is going to come through and heal up the Entei. As there's Cleric action going on both sides of the field, as Regirock is going to come in and can swallow up the Sacred Fire, no probs. So Seismic Toss is going to come in on the Vaporeon. And Vape is standing tall. There's not much that Keister has that could beat the Vape, since Rocker has the Ice Beam. Tangrowth doesn't really beat it as well as Keister would hope. Scald is going to come in here and crit. And here comes Marchon on the Heal Bell. So I believe Vaporeon outspeeds, goes for the Ice Beam. The 66%. Tangrowth gets what it wants, the Leech Seed, and can basically just switch out here to try and preserve itself. Due to that Regenerator, it did its job. Goes into Metagross. Rocker makes a very, very solid switch into the Entei to beat the incoming Metagross. But Keister has a default switch into Entei, so Entei doesn't look like it's going to be doing a lot this match. But it's a weekly hero, so you're going to see how much work it does this match. Trick is going to come in, and Vaporeon gets a Choice Scarf, which sucks for Vaporeon, but it's going to patch this Wish into Entei on the Heal Bell. Now, Entei gets a Fire off, a Sacred Fire. Regirock's coming in. Duh. So, Sacred Fire comes in again. I would have doubled into Garchomp or Vaporeon, but that's just me. Vaporeon is going to come out, and the Regirock is going to get a rest off. Wish is going to come up from Vaporeon, and is going to go into Garchomp. Doesn't want to take any damage. Not even... Oh, voice crack. Not even rocks. As Earthquake is going to be a 2-hit KO on the Regirock. This is what Rocker needed as a turning point. This is a roll to kill, and it does. And this is the turning point that Rocker needed. Now, Entei has 0 switch-ins. HP Ice Infernape is going to come in, not kill, but the poison will kill. And that's all Infernape could really do at that point. It did its job. It took out the Garchomp, which otherwise would beat Keister for the most part. As Thunder Punch is going to come in, down goes Vaporeon. It is up to Entei to bring this game back for the Embers. So, Sacred Fire, free play, into Tangrowth. Down goes Tangrowth. In comes Clefable. I'm going to pause this because this is like hype. So, as you can see, Rocker lost the match. If he had Entei with Iron Head, he wins the match because he would kill Clefable and this wouldn't happen. Clefable's gonna let the Sacred Fire, goes for the Thunder Wave, lands it, and Metagross wins with Earthquake. If Rocker had packed the Iron Head, this would be GG's. Metagross would not take a Sacred Fire, but it's going to outspeed the Entei now. It's going to kill it with Earthquake. So that is going to be the game. Keister is going to win a narrow 1-0 victory, but a victory nonetheless that he really needed to win to stay in the playoff race. As, again, 4-7 technically has a chance, but 5-6 and 6-5 is really going to be the deciding factors. Who's in, who's out. So, let's hop into the final game of the Week 11 matches. It is going to be a 6-0 in the Elm Street Parasec's favor over the Intermilotic. Anderson beating Static. As, again, Weavile could have got it. Nope. Already had it. I think it's Weavile's already had it twice. Like, I've messed up. Alolan Marowak's got it twice, too. I try not to give it to the same Pokemon. That's why I went with Entei Megalodios. I broke my own rules, but whatever. As you can see, it was a 6-0, and Static couldn't ever grasp momentum. He was always on the back foot, playing from behind, and Anderson really capitalized on that and stayed on the offensive the whole match. So we're going to hop right into this match, as it is going to be a him on top, Thunderbird the Zapdos lead, and Venusaur is going to come in, and Static makes a pretty good swap into the Alolan Marowak. Sludge Bomb is going to come in, and Shadow Bone does 42%. Not quite a 2-hit KO, but it's all good. Landorus gets to come in on the Giga Drain, and this is Extrasensory Lando. Doubles out into Mega Altaria, predicting the... Not that, because he switched out. I don't know what he was predicting, to be honest. Would ya? But the Celebi is going to come in here and take the Moonblast. Poisons the Calm Mind Aromatisse, which is very, very good for Static. And Landorus gets to come in, can take the Moonblast on a Sliver. Is going to go ahead and go for the U-turn. Get out of there. Don't want to take a hit. So here comes Frogadier on the Aromatisse. Goes for the big Hydro Pump. And this Frogadier was really here. I believe it had HP Psychic. It was there to take on the Mega Venusaur because Static doesn't have really anything else because Celebi loses to it, I think. Unless he's like Choice Specs. But then it's a free spot for Weavile, and Weavile just destroys Static Team. But Sludge Bomb is going to come in, and him on top can't really do much in return. Stone Edge is going to miss. It didn't matter. It didn't matter in the slightest, I don't think. Mach Punch is going to do a whole 5%, so big damage out here. Celebi comes in. It's a free swap to Weavile unless Static makes the play. And he's not. He has to get rid of the Mega Venusaur to have a chance. And Anderson's going to make the great prediction. Go for the Pursuit and get rid of the Celebi. So, beyond Frogadier, Venusaur's pretty free. But Static reveals the cool tech of Perish Song, so he doesn't lose to Anderson's infamous stall. Weavile goes for the free knockoff, and down goes the little Marowak. Out comes the Frogadier, and really Static just has to determine what he wants to sack in his mind and gets this situation. Weavile's got to switch out because it beats Mega Altaria, but so does Donphan. So Donphan just comes in here, takes the extra sensory, predicting the Mega Venusaur. Yachi ain't saving you this time, Lando, as Donphan is going to take the last 2 kills with 2 Ice Shards. As a 6-0 win in the Elm Street Parasec's favor is going to wrap up this week. And that is going to be it for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below. Subscribe if you have not already. And again, there's going to be award show in the future. You guys will get to vote. There'll be like a voting one. And I'll just have like straw poll or whatever in the chat. Or in the, not the chat, the description. And then there will be an announcement videos of who actually won based on voting. Anyone can vote. Again, I'll leave it in the description. So I will see you guys next time. And I hope you guys again enjoyed and do the stuff that I just did with the likety and the subscribety. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.